Welcome back to another episode of Oasis, guys. My name is Roderick,
I'm Emily.
and today we are going to discuss relationships. How you feel about that?
I'm cool.
You're cool?
I like talking about relationships.
How come?
I don't know.
Well,
It's just
how
kind
do
of
you?
like it's like girl gossip.
I'm not a girl, so I can't relate, I guess.
Well, you're gonna be one today.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, how does when you think of relationships, what do you think about?
I think about all kinds of stuff.
As far as what?
Like, okay, if you said right now, give me the first word that comes to your mind about relationships, the first thing I think about is couple goals.
Interesting. That's not what I was gonna say.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say love in general.
Oh, well, your answer sounds way better than mine.
Not really, because couple goals can be love. It just depends on what you're wanting to do.
What do you mean?
Couple goals is just, I feel like it's social media for show. Like, you see things that people want to do and you want to relate to them and you're like, damn, those are goals. I want to be able to do that with my partner.
I want like everyone to look at me and be like, damn, like their couple goals.
Yeah,
I
social
want
media.
everyone to be jealous.
Everyone to be jealous?
Everyone. Everyone.
Okay. Hey, I fuck with the confidence. I feel it. I fuck with the confidence for sure. For sure. I fuck with it. Okay, so I guess when it comes to relationships, what
They all have a like, speaking of us now, like being how old we are, relationships bring a huge, like, everyone has a relationship past, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you were going to say?
Yeah, in a nutshell. Yeah. You worded it a lot better than I was going to, so yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, so definitely everyone has a past, and it really just depends on, I guess, how you let that past affect you.
Yeah.
In a sense, and it really just depends on if you're still lingering and still hanging on to the past a little bit as well too.
Like not moving on in a way.
Yeah, because
Like
you
not
can
from your relationship, but from the past.
from the past, because you can move on from a relationship, but you cannot move on from your relationship, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You can move on to different partners, but mentally you're still invested in that relationship you were previously in.
Which could be very damaging.
It could be damaging to you and whoever you come involved with in the future.
Yeah.
Because I think the term rebound is used a little too much, because at the end you're really just using the next person for some type of gratification. You want that instant affection, instant love, because you're lacking what you had for so long.
I don't know, like if we're going to talk about rebounds for a second, before we like really get into the topic of relationships, I think rebounds are used way too much. Like, say, you break up with someone and then like 3 weeks later, you're at least dating and talking to someone new. Maybe not like officially like, hey, this is my boyfriend, or hey, this is my girlfriend, but like you're actively like going out with them, you're talking to them, like you're, taking that next step with them, not just friends. Most people are like, wow, you're a rebound, when it's just like, you can't tell somebody how fast they can move on. They could have been checked out in the relationship and no one would have ever known it, and now you're sitting there calling the person that they're talking to a rebound when you don't even know.
No, I agree with that. I definitely think rebound is used a little bit too much. We can't really judge people on how fast they move on. You also can't really judge someone as far as like how they feel coming out of it, because everyone has their own ways of grieving. Everyone has their own ways of processing feelings, and I don't think anybody should be faulted for how they process mentally. I think everyone goes through different things, and how you heal from your past is how you heal. As long as there is respect, and as long as there's respect, and like if you did have a messy breakup, if it was messy, sorry to hear it. Do it. Just make sure in the end that you are happy before you move to the next partner. That's how I feel.
For sure. I have had my fair share of messy breakups.
Yeah, I feel like we all have.
100%.
Yeah, I feel like we all have, definitely. I feel like if you haven't had a messy breakup, you're honestly blessed. You're honestly blessed. Yeah. You're blessed to not have to go through that agony and the stress of a breakup.
Messy breakups are the freaking worst. I feel like almost every single... Now that I think about it, I think every single one of my relationships that I have had has been a messy breakup. I don't think I have ever had like a, hey, we're just not working out. Like, oh yeah, I agree. Like, let's just call it and like be friends. Like, no, all of my breakups have been like throwing their shit outside, cussing them out, like arguing for freaking weeks. Like, that shit is so toxic and immature. Like, I can't do it no more.
Yeah, so I've had a few messy breakups for sure, and that even goes back to like high school and a little bit afterwards. It really just depends on, like I said, how both parties act. One part, it also depends on who initiates the breakup as well. So one person is for sure going to be, I mean, both people could be hurt in the end, but whoever initiated the breakup is most likely going to be the one who heals a little bit better or heals a little bit faster.
Yeah.
Just because they're thinking about their feelings. They're thinking like, hey, unfortunately I can't do this no more, that kind of thing. And the other person, 9 times out of 10, didn't want the relationship to end. They're gonna feel some kind of way as well, and it's just a clash of feelings, in my opinion. And like, not everything has to be messy, not everything has to be bad. It could be a simple thing of just talk about it. Let's just talk about it. And like, that's not me throwing shade at anybody. That's not me pissing anybody off. That's just a simple thing of, hey, let's literally just try our best.
Let's be
to
adults.
Let's just try. I mean, yeah, simply just try to be mature about the situation, because like, I don't wish any ill will against anybody.
Right.
Regardless of what people might think about me personally or anything like that, or you might think I'm an asshole, you might think I act a certain way, say a certain way, anything like that. I truly do not wish any ill will on anybody, and I truly hope everyone's happy.
Exactly.
I really hope that, because I don't have the energy to be mad anymore.
Right.
I don't have the energy to argue with anybody anymore. I don't have the energy to be upset with you anymore. Like, I legit forgive most people for doing things. Like, I forgive you. I legit do, because like, what's the point in me being mad at you? What am I getting out of that? Like I'm not getting anything out of being mad at you.
You're wasting so much energy being mad at somebody when you could be taking that energy and putting it into yourself.
No, I 100% agree with that.
Let's just say you're not the person who initiated the breakup, like, and you are just, you're mad at that person, you're sad at that person, like, whatever the case may be, and you're putting so much energy in being mad at somebody when you could be putting that energy into healing yourself and moving on. But instead you're so stuck on the past, and it's just like, it's, the breakup is done. Take your time, cry if you need to, be mad if you need to, but just once, at the end of the day, it's over. Like, it's time to pick yourself back up, wipe the tears, quit being mad, and move on.
I mean, at the end of the day, that's all you can do. Because I mean, I feel like if you sit around and like you're angry at that person, you're truly damaging yourself more than you're trying to hurt the other person by being mad at them. Because,
for sure.
Because
it's
you're just
sabotage almost.
Yeah, because you're sitting in a angry mind state for so long, and you just almost can't get out of it because you're just so upset, pretty much, and you're just hurting yourself more and more day by day. And I don't know. I just feel like, lingering, and I can't honestly say that I haven't gone through that, because I've also done the same thing in certain circumstances where like I've been upset, I've been angry, and I've been there. And sure. At the end, like, I just understood that I'm just like, one day I wake up, I'm just like, it's not gonna get better if I keep allowing it to affect me this way. If I keep doing these things and I keep feeling this way, it's not gonna go anywhere, pretty much.
Yeah.
So
no, I agree.
Yeah.
I've also, in the last relationship I was in, that's how I was. I was, even though I am the one who like initiated the breakup, I was still extremely upset.
No, as you should be, because at the end, the person who initiates the breakup, both parties are allowed to be upset. There's no thing saying that you initiated the breakup, so why are you mad? It shouldn't be like that. You are still allowed to be upset. You're still allowed to be bothered. You're still allowed to feel all those things. Even though you're the one who initiated it, you are still very much allowed to feel those things. And don't let anyone tell you different.
Yeah. It's like you knew what you had to do, and you knew you had to break up, but it's like you still have every right to almost mourn a loss. Like, you still really are. It's still, I mean, like you said earlier, it's still grieving.
Yeah, for sure.
You still have every right to do it. It's just, you might do it a little bit different.
Yeah, definitely. So like, okay, so let me ask you this: have you learned anything from like your past relationships at all? Like, have you learned anything? Have you thought about anything? Has it changed you at all?
Yeah, most of my past relationships I've learned a lot. Like, um, I have not been, and I'm not gonna like say too much about it just because it's kind of like, I mean, it is very personal, like,
Yeah.
and I don't think that it should be spread across whoever is listening.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say, if you do know me, like, you'll kind of know what I'm talking about. But my last relationship was not a good relationship.
I understand.
So, and I think from that relationship, I have really learned how to use my voice,
Mm-hmm.
because for so long I felt like I didn't have one.
I understand that.
I felt like my voice was pushed to the floor and stomped on and made it feel like I didn't have one,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to listen to the other person. And it was a very toxic relationship. It was mentally and emotionally freaking draining.
Yeah.
It was, I don't want to say it was like the worst relationship I've had, because I mean that would be a far, like, I had my son from that relationship, so I mean obviously something good came out of it. And I did learn a lot. Like, I learned that, like, I am one strong bitch. Like,
There you go.
excuse my language, but
No, say it. Not
I
say it.
am
Say that shit.
so strong. Like, I am to the point where, like, I do not care what anyone says about me. I don't
Yeah.
care what anyone thinks about me. Like, I have became so confident in my body,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't care no more. Like, I don't. And some people can take that as a, you've lost yourself because now you don't care about anything, when it's just like, no, I care about stuff. I just don't care about the unimportant stuff anymore.
Fair.
Like, I'm not going to let somebody control me. I'm not going to let somebody manipulate me. I'm not going to let somebody make me feel like shit for the way I feel.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to let anyone ever again tell me what I can and cannot do.
Yeah, for sure.
That's probably the biggest thing I've ever learned in my relationships, is I've learned that I have a voice, and
Mm-hmm.
I am a very independent person, and I will use my voice when I have to.
As you should.
Yeah.
For sure.
Have you learned anything?
Um. So I definitely, and the breakup is still like it's still a little fresh, honestly. Um. So I've learned that I have to pick me. I learned that I have to make sure that I am happy. I have to learn to make sure that I am good mentally for myself. I have to learn how to, I've truly learned how to speak up. Like, I've always learned how to speak up, but I've always been like, this isn't even like in a relationship thing only. I've always been the kind of person that will avoid conflict because I don't like fighting. And that's not to say that I'm a bitch or whatever. I just don't enjoy arguing.
Yeah.
I don't like giving out the negative energy to argue with someone over something that I feel like could be pretty much fixed in in a in a more positive tone. Like I just don't like arguing. So like me personally, I've learned how to speak up for myself. I've learned how to think about myself. I've learned how to truly make sure that I'm looking around and making sure like what makes me happy. What do I enjoy doing? Because there's times where like I didn't think about that in my last relationship and I was just focused on the other person. And that's not to say that like that was her fault or anything like that. I'm not throwing no shade at all. That was more of a I lost myself within that relationship. And honestly, she probably did the same thing as well. Honestly, we kind of lost each other while trying to keep each other, which is a very odd thing to say, but it's a very true thing to say. And that's why I truly feel like, and we'll get on this later, but I truly feel like you really need to have friends while you're in a relationship, friends outside your relationship, because you still need to maintain who you are as a person.
Right.
You still need to maintain who you are as a human being in order to be the best partner you can be. Because if you just center all your time and energy around one person, that's all you're going to know. That's all you're going to do. That's all you're going to operate as is under one person. Which, I mean, when it comes to like thinking about it and making decisions, you're like, you hear those people, oh, let me call my wife, let me call my husband, blah, blah, blah. Definitely do those things for those decisions. But don't forget that like you are a person at the end of the day. You deserve to have friendships and other relationships outside your relationship. And I'm not saying relationship as in like partners or whatever like that. I mean, like, have friends outside your relationship. Have friends you can go and hang out with. Have friends you can go and do stuff with and relate with and things like that. Don't lose yourself trying to keep someone else. That's literally how you will self-sabotage your relationship.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not saying that's why things went wrong. For me, we did butt heads after the breakup. Of course, I'm the one who initiated it. We did butt heads, and at the end of the day, I was not happy. And honestly, I do hope she's happy. Like, I legitimately do.
Yeah, absolutely.
I truly hope that she is happy because she's the mother of my child. I will never wish any negative energy towards her.
Exactly.
Never. I will never ever wish that towards her. And I mean, if she's listening right now, cool. But I will never wish that towards her. And she might think differently. She might be thinking he's lying. I promise you I'm not. I'm not a bitter person. I don't
see that in you to be like, wow, I hope you're like such a miserable person for the rest of your life. Like, you just aren't that kind of person.
And like, truly, I appreciate you saying that, because like, I don't think I am either, because I don't wish that on anybody. Life is too fucking short to be like, life is too short to be mad at somebody all the goddamn time.
Right.
Life is too short to be angry all the goddamn time. And life is too fucking short to wish negative energy on someone else because you're mad at them. To me, if they did you dirty, you have one of two options. You cut them off or you forgive them. Those are your two options. You do one of the two.
Or both.
Fuck it. No, seriously, you can do both. You can legitimately do both. You can legitimately say, hey, I forgive you for what you did to me, but I can't keep you around no more.
Yeah, I forgive you, but you don't have access to my life no more.
That's okay. And if you feel like that's the right decision for you, make that decision.
Oh, 100%.
100% make that decision. Don't let anyone make that, and like don't feel like you have to keep anybody around. Don't do that. Now, we were talking about messy breakups. If you had a good breakup, cool. Good for you, I guess. I personally don't ever hear about them that often. But I mean, if you had a good breakup, then kudos to y'all. That means you two were mature enough to see the issues in your relationship, and you feel like they couldn't be moved. You feel like they couldn't go any further. You feel like that there was a roadblock in your relationship. We can't get over this hurdle. I want you happy, even though it's not with me. Let's break up.
Yeah. So I know because we've talked about this before, that I am friends with one of my exes.
Yeah.
And it took years and years for us to, I mean, there was a time when we were horrible, like horrible.
Yeah.
And, we had each other blocked on everything for the longest time. And then finally, like, as we got older, we kind of reconnected, and it was just like, we just became friends. And, he had apologized for what he did. He realized that what he did in our relationship was not okay, because it was kind of one of those relationships to where it was, I mean, I had tons of ultimatums, because if anyone knows, it was a long distance relationship, and it was a lot of ultimatums about me going up there, and, like, I obviously don't want to put a lot of business out there with that one either, but
yeah.
It was a very toxic relationship with that one too, and left me with a lot of situations that I don't want to get into, but he apologized for it, and I forgave him, and for the longest time I felt like I could never do that, like, and I'm honestly kind of proud of myself, I guess, in a way, for, I guess, growing up and realizing, like, maybe he has changed. And of course, like, he's in such a happy relationship, and I'm so happy for him to see him and his girlfriend doing so well. And I mean, I wish him the best.
So we don't have a script. We have notes up. So that way we understand how the episode flows. But I'm gonna go off the notes a little bit.
Yeah.
Closure. You need closure. You have to have closure. You seriously do. I feel like if you don't have closure, that is an open-ended wound that will just never heal.
Yeah.
I feel like you legitimately have to have closure if you're going to move forward as a person.
Yeah.
Like, not even outside your relationship or anything like that, but closure is so important to so many relationships, and so many people don't get that. A lot of people do not get closure, and it affects them so freaking much. It affects them so much to the point where they are literally Like it affects them so much that they are carrying little bits and pieces of past relationships into the next ones.
Yeah.
And it's no one's fault. They can't help it. They never got closure.
Yeah.
Closure to me is a simple conversation between two people who used to date. A simple lay it all out on the table. Look, we're not dating no more.
Almost like
we don't have to.
This is what happened.
Yeah, like we're not dating no more. So first off, we don't have to be nice to each other if we don't want to be. That's just first off. But I want to be. I'm here for closure. I'm not here to argue with you. I just want to talk to you. Yeah. I want to be able to be
the good thing about that. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're
the
good.
Good thing about that is, if you do start to argue with them, you're not with them no more. So you can easily get up and fucking leave.
Yeah, you can.
You don't have to listen to them no more. Like, you do not have, like, they do not have that right to you to come into your life, to come into the coffee shop, to come over to your house, to come over to a parking lot, wherever you might meet with them, and them start to argue with you because the closure that they want isn't the closure that you are giving. Mm-hmm. And, like, maybe they want, like, this is what I did wrong, instead of this is what happened in between us, and this is why it didn't work out.
Yeah.
You don't have to sit there no more. You are not obligated to sit there and listen to them no more.
No, not at all. Not at all. You don't have to sit there and listen to them at all. And, if it starts to get toxic and it starts to get bad, both of y'all need to be adults. Stop the conversation and leave.
Yeah.
Come back another day. Or sometimes you can't get closure from that person just because that person doesn't care enough.
Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes you don't get closure.
Yeah, sometimes that person doesn't care enough. But if you're fortunate,
they're too mad.
Yeah, or they're just too mad. Or if you're fortunate enough to have someone who will give you that closure, get it.
Yeah,
seriously, get it. Because if you can just sit down with that person, lay it all out there, and just just hearing someone accept what they did and say, "I'm sorry for this," will mean more than you know. Because that'll
100%.
That'll show you that, one, they understand now, and it'll also show you that, hey, it'll show you that they're understanding, that they're growing as a person. They're starting to understand a little bit more on why, the decisions they made were wrong. They're starting to understand that I shouldn't have talked to you or treated you like that. I should have did none of those things. And that simple "I'm sorry" from your ex is maybe just that little bit of closure you need to grow as a person for you. Because if they're coming to you saying those things, guess what? They're already growing.
Yeah, and I will say I am so thankful, because I didn't think I was going to get closure from that relationship. I thought it was like once we were blocked,
you would never speak to him again.
Yeah, because there for the longest time, I never wanted to see them. It was like one of those on-site situations to where I swear to God, if I saw him on site, I would have hit him with a metal chair. Like, I would have been one of them people.
Okay.
And it was so bad that when I finally got just like that random text on that random day, and he told me like, "Hey, this is so and so," and it wasn't even a long, like, the closure wasn't even a long conversation. It was just like a, "Hey, this is what I did. I hope you can forgive me." And it was just like a cool.
I bet that was like a breath of fresh air for you almost.
I cried.
I
honestly cried.
Oh, I can imagine.
And I really didn't think I was, but it was just like a huge weight was lifted off of my shoulders that I didn't even know I had on them.
Yeah, for sure.
And it was, I'm, to this day, I am so thankful that I got that. Because at first I was just like, I'm never going to get it. I kind of accepted it. And, like, to this day, like, and if he's listening, like, thank you. I mean, because it really did change a lot for me. Moving on.
Yeah, because I guarantee that, like, it probably showed you that, like, some people really can't change. Some people really can own up and accept their mistakes. Now, most people can't, but there are those few out there who are able to look back at their mistakes and be like, "Damn, I really fucked up."
And I mean, that's what he said.
Yeah, like, he can look back and be like, "Damn, I really fucked up." And that's not even like a "Hey, I fucked up, let's get back together" thing. No, it's just a simple acceptance.
Yeah, and it wasn't even like that.
Yeah, it's a simple acceptance of, "Hey, I'm really fucking sorry.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry how I did you. That was dirty as fuck. I am so sorry."
Yeah.
So a simple sorry from that will easily relax you and just be like, "All right, we finally got past that. That feels good."
Yeah.
For sure.
So speaking of closure, and I know you mentioned something about if you don't get closure, those little pieces move forward with you. So do you personally think that the situations from your past relationship, do you think that will affect future relationships?
100%. You know what? I'm gonna do an analogy right now because I just thought of this. You know how like when you eat, like when you're eating, you get stuff back in your molars.
Mm-hmm.
I think those stuff in the back of your molars, and then like you get stuff in the back of your molars, but then you'll tend to eat something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's baggage.
Yeah.
That's baggage. The food in the back of your molars is baggage. You're taking those nasty little pieces in the back of your mouth you haven't digested yet and going into the next thing, you haven't digested that you didn't get that closure. So you're taking that into the next thing, and it's probably gonna taste fucking weird. First off,
That's what I was about to say.
Off,
is when they finally come off of your teeth, you're just like, ew, what is that?
Yeah, and you know what that is? You know what that is?
Baggage.
You're getting triggered by it's baggage. You're getting triggered by something. That's what that is. So yes, I do think that baggage. I think your past relationships for sure can affect your future ones because you're gonna go into that first off. You're gonna go into that with walls up,
100%.
And the thing is that you might meet this first person, and the first few weeks can be amazing. Because I'm gonna just go out and say this now. This goes for any relationship, any new relationship. The first 2 months are gonna be incredible. They're gonna be insanely amazing. You're gonna think you found the person of your life because you know why? Because it's like a breath of fresh air. It's someone new you haven't talked to, especially if you're reeling off of a past relationship. So it's gonna feel good talking to someone new because. Sorry. No, I thought you had something to say. I'm sorry, my bad.
No.
My bad. I thought you were about to say something. My bad.
No,
it's
just listening.
No, it's the fact that you're just reeling off some like it's just gonna feel great because like it's just something new. It's a breath of fresh air, and then like something might happen, and they might do something that they didn't know, and it might trigger you, and like you might not understand why. That's baggage.
Right.
You're bringing something from your past relationship into the new one because you didn't get that closure, or you haven't processed that past relationship just yet. So you're almost self-sabotaging yourself in a way because you haven't been able to process those feelings from that past relationship just yet. And you're trying to jump into something else as well. But also, it could be just past trauma.
That's what I was going to say. I agree, but there's also part of me that has had such a traumatic last relationship that there's a lot of things that trigger me that I don't think people probably even realize that they would probably be doing. Like, my big thing is I do not like being yelled at. I will instantly shut down. I will instantly like almost crawl into my little hole. And there's no talking to me. Like, it's such a huge trauma because I have been yelled at so many times. I have been, I don't want to, I don't even want to go into it, honestly. But just because it's just not worth my time to talk about anymore. But there has been so many times where I have just been screamed at. Yeah. And so when people even raise their voice at me, it's instant shutdown.
I bet you feel like a turtle in a shell, don't you?
100%. And there's no getting me out. It's just going to be something that I have to fix on my own. There is no saying sorry to me. There is no, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I shouldn't have done that. Like, just leave me alone at that point.
Because when you go through something like that, eventually sorry is just going to feel like another word.
Yeah.
It's going to feel like another word. And like, honestly, I've been on both ends of that. I've been on the end of someone telling me sorry so many times, and it's just like, bro, like, how many more times you going to tell me that
it's
shit,
like,
dude?
Why say sorry if you're just going to keep doing the same fucking thing over and over again? You're not sorry. At that point, you're not sorry.
And like, honestly, and like, I've been on the other side. I've been on the other end of it as well. I've been the one saying sorry multiple times for doing something, and this is before I was not, of course, not the same person a year ago or 2 years ago or whatever. And when I'm saying sorry for the mistakes that I've made, because I've made hella mistakes. I'm not innocent at all. I've made hella mistakes. With me saying sorry so many times, eventually I start to felt like, damn, like, what's my problem, dude? Like, why do I keep doing this shit?
Yeah.
Like, eventually it just becomes a thing of like, you have to, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, you have to really look within yourself to understand why you keep doing the shit you're doing. Because eventually, to me, you can only make so many mistakes. Only so many things are mistakes, and then they eventually become choices.
Exactly.
They eventually become choices that you're making.
You are choosing to do that, and don't try to say that you aren't.
Exactly. And the thing is, you might be making those decisions, like, non-consciously. Like, you might not even be registering you're making those conscious decisions, like those choices. Or, if you are doing it, you might not even know why you're doing it. it could be a deeper rooted issue that you're not even talking to yourself about yet. It could be
Yeah.
it could be like literally a wide variety of things. And let me just say this first off. I'm not making excuses. There's no excuses for doing shitty things in a relationship. No, there's no excuses. But there's a lot of times where people don't express their feelings and they don't talk about their issues, and those issues always seem to be the thing that triggers their choices. It always seems to be the reason why they do their choices. But like we just said, only so many things are mistakes. They eventually become choices. So at the end of the day, there's just no excuse for some things.
Yeah.
There's no excuse. You just have to just own that shit.
Oh yeah, for sure. And you know, you become such a, it's like I don't know, like I don't know how to explain it. I guess you become an instant more mature person when you register your mistakes and you're just like, look, like I made a mistake and I'm going to fix it. I am sorry. It's not one of those like, hey, I know what I did and I'm sorry, but
Yeah,
you led me to it.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that, because that's kind of toxic in a way, because in a way you're really just...
It's not even toxic in a way. It is toxic.
No, it for sure is toxic, because like
and I will say, but sorry, before you go on, I can't say I haven't done it, because there has been times that I have done it. Now I haven't done it in a long ass time.
Because you've grown.
Yeah, because I've grown. But until you grow, saying I know what I did, I'm sorry, but at that point, you're still not taking accountability for what you have done or said.
There should never be a but. If you're going to take accountability, take it.
Yeah.
Don't say but. No. Don't do that. Own your shit and go with it. It shouldn't be a, well, but this happened. It happened. We made our decisions. We fucked up. It was whatever we did. Just own your decisions and go from there.
It's almost like whenever you say, I'm sorry, but... you're throwing the blame back on somebody else.
Yeah, because you're instantly not wanting to take responsibility for anything. You want to push that off. You don't want to feel like it's your fault. You want it to be like a, hey, I see what I did, but it wasn't my fault that I did it.
Right.
No, you did it.
No, it was your fault.
No, you did it. You did it. It shouldn't be a but. You did it. So I mean, no, I completely understand that, 100%.
Okay, so I have a I guess more of like a deeper question that like kind of might be, I guess in a way, hard to answer.
Okay.
But based on your past relationships, whether it's been like through high school or like the most recent one that you're like kind of going through now, do you still 100% believe in love?
Yeah.
Or
for sure.
have you kind of like, I guess, taken a step back from it?
And we're speaking of love as far as like a relationship standpoint, correct? Like with a partner and everything like that. Yeah. I definitely believe in love, 100%. I don't believe that love's not out there, and I completely understand. I know there's someone out there listening right now that's thinking, "Fuck love, love ain't out there." I promise you, it's there.
I have said that many times.
I promise you, it is there.
Fuck love.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
I still probably say it.
I get it. No, seriously, it's there. It's just the fact that you have not found your person.
Yeah.
You have not found your person yet. I truly, and like this is wholeheartedly, I truly believe there is someone out there for everyone. There is someone out there you are compatible with on a level that no one can describe. I truly believe that for everyone, for every single person out there is someone out there for you.
I 100% believe that.
So, I do get the whole fuck love. Love is bullshit. I don't want to go through this shit no more. I get it. Go through your shit, homie. For real, like go through your shit. That's like the hate phase. Right. Go through your hate phase. Get through that. Hate everything, because I know you probably do. Hate things. Go to a rage room. Break shit.
I want to go to one of those so bad.
You probably
I would probably cry. I'd probably don't be rude.
You probably need to.
But I probably yeah, you're right. I probably need to.
No, seriously, I feel like
I would cry. 100%.
No, you probably would. A rage room, like those things, like at first when you think about it, you're thinking, haha, funny, break stuff. You probably need to. You probably need to. Mm-hmm. It's better taking your anger out on materialistic things that just need to be broken, instead of you bottling everything up just to hurt yourself or another person months, days, weeks, years down the line. Which,
I mean, me and you are pretty close, so I feel like you kind of know some of the situations that I'm going through. So with you saying that I should go to a rage room, like you're accurate. Like you probably are, because I mean, you know what I'm going through. Mm-hmm. Like we talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of, I need to take a bat to something.
Yeah, sometimes you need to do that. Sometimes you really just need to just see like a
legally.
Legally. Don't. Roddy didn't give y'all give you permission to go out and start busting people's windows out. Don't don't go to police and say Oasis podcast said no, we didn't tell you that. But seriously,
we didn't tell you that. Wink, wink.
Wink, wink. Wink, wink. I'm not saying your ex's windows need to be busted out. Wink, wink. But seriously, sometimes you might just need to take that bat to that materialistic thing just to get that anger out. And honestly, once you hit that thing, you probably won't stop. You'll probably just keep going, which is pretty crazy because that's your body that's your emotions just flooding. They're just flooding out at that point. So no, I completely get it, 100%. But do I believe in love? Yes, 100%. Like I said, go through your hate phase, go through whatever it is you need to go through. Heal yourself first. Love yourself first. Once we get there, we can talk about love again. But make sure you are good before we get there.
And it's so crazy because, you know, some of the stuff that you are saying, like, I see on social media, like, all the time. Like the, you know, I see both sides of it all the time because a lot of the females on my Facebook page are, I guess, going through situations where it seems like everyone's breaking up all of a sudden.
I've seen that.
And, you know, you see all kinds of people on Facebook saying, like, fuck love, I'm never going to get in a relationship again, which I've had my fair share of posts like that. But I've also seen a lot of posts where they're just like, you need to make sure you're good first. If you are not good and you are not 100%, you cannot give 100% in another relationship.
You can't. Yeah, and like you're definitely speaking from the women aspect of it. I want to sit here and be like, men, look, we are supposed to be the alphas. We're supposed to be the ones who care for the women, who are the ones being the anchor, the rock, whatever the hell it needs to be that strong person. At the end of the day, she might need that from you, but if you can't be that for her, how's she going to get it from you?
Right.
You have to make sure you are good first. Let me tell you something. Men can have feelings too. Men do have feelings. We feel a certain way. We get down too. We might wake up one day and just feel down for no fucking reason. And we can't explain why.
And you deserve to be able to talk about it without almost being like, oh, you're such a bitch.
Yeah.
You know,
for real. Like, you deserve to talk about it. Talk about that shit. I've been down a lot recently.
Yeah.
Just random times, just waking up in a shit mood or waking up sad as fuck for no reason.
Yeah.
Not knowing why. You deserve to talk about that shit, and you should definitely scream it as loud as you fucking can, for sure. Don't ever let anyone tell you otherwise. Definitely do that shit.
Yeah, I mean, no, like, I 100% agree. Like, I think that, like, men have to, like, I don't like the thing where it's just, like, men have to be the women's rock all the time. Because it could very well be turned. Like, I know they say relationships are 50-50, but what if your dude is feeling down and you need to push 80% of that for him? Like I like when men show their feelings. Like, it's not like oh my God, you're so hot, you have feelings, but like it is a turn on because it's just like guys have feelings too, and they deserve to be able to talk about it. And like, if somebody needs to talk to me and like they feel like they can't talk because they're a man and they have to be big and strong, like, you don't always have to be strong. Like, you deserve to have a shoulder to cry on too, and it's okay. Like, it doesn't make you less of a man because you're sad and you feel like you need to cry.
No, definitely not. No, 100%. Like you said, the whole thing where you have to give 80, sometimes you got to give 80. Yeah, it's 50-50 most of the time, as it should be 50-50 most of the time. But if your partner's waking up giving 20, you pick up that 30%, put it on your back, and say, I got you. We're going to get through today. What do you need? Do I need to call into work? Do you want to take a day home? Do you want to take a day off and just stay home today? Because sometimes you might not be in that mental state to go to work. Maybe you just need a day with your person to get back to your 50%. Maybe or maybe you don't need that. Maybe you need to go do something like go out and go for a walk. Maybe you need some alone time to get back to your 50%.
Yeah.
There's so many different layers and things that you might need to get back to your 50, so you're being that person for your person.
100%.
Yes.
I 100% agree.
Yeah, so let's flip this. Do you believe in love?
You know, and I guess the reason why I said, like, it might be a hard question to answer, because it's a hard question to answer for me. Like, do I believe in love? Yes. I do. For the longest time, bad relationship after bad relationship after bad relationship, there was a big part of me that was just like, I just want to give up. Like, I did not want to go through the talking stage again. I didn't want to meet parents again. I didn't want to know what your fucking favorite color was again. Like, I didn't care. Like, I don't care that this dude's color is red, this dude's color is blue. Like, I didn't care.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
there for the longest time, did I believe in love? No, I didn't.
Fair enough.
But the more that I kind of, I guess, not really like moved on from my ex because I moved on from him, but it's more of until I guess I just realized that there could be someone out there for me that could love me the way that I need to be loved. Because I will say, like, you know, my next relationship, I'm going to need a lot of reassurance. Yeah. There will be times when I think that you hate me, and I'm going to need that person to be very patient. But I think there's someone out there that can do that. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot, like I said, there's someone out there for everyone. And, you know, when it comes down to the wire, you really just got to think about your needs, your wants, especially your needs, because your needs matter so much, and you should never shelf your needs. Do not ever shelf your needs, because those things are going to be what makes you you. And if your partner can meet your needs, they love you for you. Don't ever shelf your needs. Don't settle. Make sure you find your person, because there is someone out there for you. There is definitely someone out there for you. It's just you have to make sure that all your needs are being met at the end of the day.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything, you know that saying, like, oh my God, your expectations are so high. Like, I don't think there's, yeah.
No such thing.
Agreed.
No such thing.
And I might be, you know, me and you might be the only ones that do think that, but I do not think someone has high expectations.
No, I don't think that. I don't think that at all. And the only thing for me that so I do see what you're saying there. The only time I would ever think that is if you were being insanely, and I do mean insanely picky. Like, if you're talking like, I need a guy who's 6'3" and works construction and has 6-pack abs and drives a Charger, and he does there's women like that. I see how you're looking at me right now. There's women out there that are just like that, and those are the picky ones. Yeah. Those are the ones who give a bad rep for all that. But it can be flipped, because men do the same shit.
Men do the same shit.
Fellas, we can't do that. We can't sit here and ask a woman to be 5'3" with a fat ass and she's a nurse and she only does this and no, it doesn't work like that. We can't do that. That's not fair. There is someone out there for everyone. You shouldn't shelf your needs, but be realistic at the same time.
Yeah, and I also think that I don't think that you should lower your expectations because you're not finding your person as fast as you want.
Yeah, don't rush love.
Take your time.
Don't rush love. You can't rush it.
You know, I have been single for what? Oh my God, 5 years?
Really?
I have been single for 5 years.
Damn.
Yep. That's crazy.
It's been about 3 months for me.
Yeah.
About 3 months for me.
But you know, you kind of, you sound like 3 months isn't a long time, but you never know.
No, I know. I get it. Like,
you could walk outside and find your future wife. You never know.
It's very possible. And like 3 months isn't a long time, but also I came off an 8-year relationship, so it really just, and like that's the thing. It really just depends on when you're ready and how you're growing and how you're progressing with the breakup and everything like that. Everything's at your pace, as it should be. Everything's at your pace. If you're not ready for that next step, don't take it. Yeah. Don't take it. Don't hurt somebody. Don't do it. But if you are ready, take that next step. Gradually go back in there. Gradually try to meet someone new. Expand your horizon. Just look out there. Don't rush it. Just look.
Yeah, it definitely shouldn't be one of those things where it's just like, oh, I've only been single for, what'd you say, 3 months?
3 months.
Like, it shouldn't be one of those things where it's like, oh, I've been single for 3 months. I'm ready to date somebody new, but I'm afraid what people are going to think.
I can see that.
You know? But it's also like, oh, it's been 3 months, like, maybe I should get myself out there, but, like, maybe you really don't want to just yet.
Correct. Yeah. Maybe you're not ready.
Yeah.
Maybe you're not ready.
And it's just, you shouldn't feel forced to move on, or you shouldn't feel forced to not move on based on society, based on what people on social media think.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I completely agree with that. And, you know, I feel like a lot of things is really based on social media because we always think about what the next person thinks, and we never tend to think about ourselves at the end of the day. We always just think about, like, what someone's going to see us as. We never think about, well, is this what I want? Am I okay? Am I ready now? Like, what do I want to do?
Yeah.
You know?
No, I 1,000% agree.
All right.
1,000%.
Yeah, definitely, 100 for sure. So here's the big thing right now. We actually have a lot more to talk about, and we didn't think this episode was going to go this long, if I'm being honest. So what we're going to do is
we have a lot of good stuff.
We have a lot more to come back to for sure. So what we're going to do is, yeah, we don't want to rush it at all. And so we're definitely going to do relationships part 2. Definitely coming next week.
I'm excited because the next part is gonna be spicy.
It is gonna be a little spicy because like we
not spicy.
So
not like in a sexual way.
so now that I'm looking at the notes and we got through this so far, part 1 is more about the sappy things, like the sappy side of things. Like, do you still believe in love, baggage, and things like that? You know, but the next part is gonna kind of get a little bit deeper into like the other ends of it, you know,
almost like the darker side.
Yeah, the darker side, the why, the sort of like the why, you know, like the why did it happen, and kind of like I'm trying to word it the right way without giving away too much information.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm just leave it at the why. I'm just leave it at the why. Let's just leave it there.
Why and the how, maybe.
The why and the how. The why and the how. I like that. So we are going to cut the episode right here.
Part 2, why and how.
Is that what we're going to call it? Why and how?
No.
But thank you guys so much for listening. As usual, we are definitely on socials. Make sure to go like, share, subscribe. I can't say subscribe since it's YouTube. I'm so used to doing that because I used to make YouTube videos. Make sure you like and share. Follow definitely as well. Emily stays posting stuff on the Facebooks and the socials and things like that.
I've been pretty active.
Yeah, we have a few things coming down the pipeline that we're definitely looking forward to.
Yeah, we definitely have on Facebook. Well, I don't know about him, but I definitely have some things in the work on Facebook. Because I'm the one that's more active on it. But I have some really exciting things ready for our Facebook. AKA, you probably want to start inviting people
for sure,
to our Facebook page because that is coming soon that I want to talk about eventually.
Yeah, definitely.
But maybe not this time.
Yeah, probably not right now. But definitely make sure please make sure you guys like, share the page, invite your friends as much as possible.
Inviting your friends is a big hint right now.
Okay. I like that.
I don't want to say a
little teaser.
Very big teaser is to really make sure that you are inviting your friends.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we see that.
Yeah, also, and for sure. And if you guys have any topics you want to hear us talk about, definitely comment on the Facebook post.
Yeah, feel free to shoot us a message.
Yeah, a message on Facebook, Instagram. Also, down in the not the comment section, the review section. Rate it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars. Give your opinions on it. Give what you like to hear. Say what you don't like to hear. Just so that way we're able to gauge, interact, and really connect with you guys on more of a personal level. So that way we're able to give you guys the best quality content that we can possibly provide for you guys. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
I definitely want to. I know it's so cliche to say, is like, I definitely want to be friends with the people who are listening and engaging with us.
No, seriously.
So just message and just tell us about yourself.
No,
you know us.
Yeah, for sure. And like,
I want to know you.
And like, I actually kind of want to drop a tell a little small story before we get off. So one of my friends, Sierra, and like you guys have probably heard Sierra on past episodes of Oasis. Mm-hmm. I used to have a podcast with her as well. I actually met Sierra because she did a podcast I listened to. That's how I met her.
I didn't know you met her like that.
I met her through a podcast. I think it was called Pushing Up Daisies. It was a crime podcast.
It's so weird because I thought you met her through high school.
I didn't. We didn't go to the same high school. We knew. Okay. See, the crazy thing is that we knew knew a lot of people. Like once we met, we knew a lot of people of the same sort that we didn't know about, but we truly met through that podcast because they were doing the podcast consistently. And I actually messaged the page because I was wondering where the episodes was. I actually liked listening to it, and they stopped doing them. And Sierra was the one who messaged me, and we just happened to connect through her personal Instagram. We became friends, played Fortnite, and literally just connected like that. So you say you want to connect with people on a personal level.
Absolutely.
I met one of my best friends through a podcast. Legit. So definitely make sure you guys are shooting us some type of message or something like that if you guys want to learn more about us, give some tips, and also maybe give a little bit of feedback about some topics you guys might want to hear us speak on, give opinions about, and things like that.
I would love to hear what people want to hear.
Oh, for sure. I definitely want to hear what people want to hear.
Yeah.
Definitely, 100%.
Yeah.
All right, but till next time, guys. Next week, part 2. Get ready, strap in. It's going to be fun. Thank you guys so much for listening. We're out.
Bye.